Hola!
Hey,
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Good evening from the Snacks.
welcome to
Dawn.
Saturday.
Yeah, this is Saturday's show. We are making up a little bit of lost time from Thursday's show. We didn't have a show
Yeah,
due to some stuff that
we had
it's a family issue that I was dealing with. So I apologize that we didn't have a show. I will may address the family stuff a little bit later. We'll see. Um, but tonight we have a very special show. Tonight we have a family basically like my nephew. Here on the show. He's my best friend's son, the youngest son. This kid is a little prodigy, old soul, and he is late night next first guest. And basically, we brought Maddie on to show you what children are up to today. These young, brilliant minds who are going to reshape this country, and the hopes that they're kids like these kids. The generation. What generation you guys calling yourselves now? The Z, Y, X, whatever the hell generation you are? Oh, he's gone.
oh,
Where'd he go? We lost
okay,
him.
and we lost him.
Uh-oh.
Come
Well,
back
we'll
in,
get Maddie
Matt.
back. He ran away.
You scared
But
him.
the new generation is quite a few my sister's kids, they Julie's kids, these kids that are growing up, these younger kids today, they seem more thoughtful. They seem more in tune to what's going on. I don't know if it's because of the technology at their fingertips, but these kids are really they're a big hope to change the world. And Matthew, if he comes back on, where
Well,
he's at,
you might want to let
um,
him know that he dropped out. He might not
yeah.
know
Oh,
he
he may
did.
not even know. Matthew is one of these kids that is an Excel student. He's a young freshman in high school. He's speaks several languages, have been around the world, and he's here to talk to us tonight a little bit about some of the experiences that he's had. If we can find him, I would text him. Where'd you go?
Tell him he needs to come back in.
So, oh, he's texting. Hold on.
It's
See
just,
what he says.
it's funny. We did
Oh,
it.
his Wi-Fi crashed. So
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
we'll give him a moment.
oops. Yeah, because we did a test beforehand and everything was fine. And
Fine.
here we are. There he
Right
is.
when I introduced him.
Let's
Go
try this
figure.
again.
Technology.
There he is.
There you go. So,
Yeah,
like I
my
was,
Wi-Fi crashed.
It's all right.
Matthew, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Matthew.
So how I
Thank you.
introduced you here, buddy, is that you guys. I don't know if you wouldn't obviously notice because you didn't live the generations before, but I think that your generation. What are you calling yourselves these days? Generation X, Y, Z,
I think it's Generation Z. I think.
Z. Yeah. These kids are really deep thinkers. They're smart. They're in tune to the world, and I think that you guys see the world differently than us. And I hope that you guys are one of the ones that are finally going to bring about this change that we need so desperately. Because unfortunately we're leaving you a broken world. It's
Mm.
pretty screwed up, and you guys are I think smart enough to take it. But Matt has been an Excel student. He speaks what? You speak three languages. Um,
Kind of.
kind of.
I dropped out of Spanish because I didn't think I learned enough of it to continue.
But you speak Mandarin, so that's a
Yeah.
whole different story. I mean, with the way the technology in the world's going today, oh my God, you got an open door. Anyway, that is why he's here. Matt's here to talk to us about some of his studies and his his trips to China. He's been around the world, and I'll just let you have it. I don't want to speak for you.
So, as Mike said, I've been learning Chinese for many years now. I've started in preschool, and since then I've been keep learning till I graduate high school, where on my diploma it'll have a little thing saying bilingual. Now, I could have also learned Spanish at the same time. It was supposed to be where you take Chinese and English, and as a kid, you're supposed to be able to learn the language easier with two languages because you grew up listening to it and whatnot. And yeah, so they in middle school they offered us a chance after school to do Spanish too, so we tried that, and I didn't really learn much on Spanish, but my Chinese is pretty good.
Did you find
If you like,
Chinese easier to learn because you were learning it so early versus trying to learn Spanish?
yeah, because Spanish is is close enough to English where certain words sound alike, but Chinese, it's a whole nother concept.
Mm-hmm.
So in English, you have letters 1 through 27, but in Chinese, there's symbols that were simple. Basically, they got a drawing of a mountain and simplified it to look like the word mountain, which is shen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how they started their language. And so more complicated words would have 2 or even 3 symbols in it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I've been learning Chinese for a while. And through one of the programs, we hosted some exchange students at our house, which was a lot of fun. Got to see how it's like to have other cultures, which has been very enlightening, because in China they have a bunch of homework. Actually, they would do homework as soon as they got back from school.
Wow.
So they get no days off.
Yep.
But using the hosting, we got to go to China, which was a lot of fun.
Once or twice?
3 times, actually.
3 times. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the second time I was alone, which alone with other people from the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have any family, but I had my friends with me. And it was the first time I got my phone, and I washed it in my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my parents weren't too happy about that one.
Well, I remember.
Yeah.
Not at all. As it was happening.
That gets pretty expensive if you do that constantly.
Yeah, that was the only time I've done that. But yeah, it was a very interesting trip from then on, because I was supposed to use the phone to contact my parents, but because I didn't have a phone, I had to use my friend's phone, and he didn't really let me use it too much. So
yeah,
let's
got through it. So when you were in China, I know that through you guys siphoning stuff through me through Facebook and stuff, that you guys were in some pretty untouristy areas of China, right? You got to see some of the real in China. What was that like?
Well, it was very interesting, and the first time I went to China, I felt actually a little uncomfortable, because everywhere I looked, I understood, but it wasn't English, so I had to think about it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it was very interesting, because in Beijing, the air pollution is so bad that you have to wear masks, and everywhere we went, it was very cloudy.
Wow.
So that was interesting. But my favorite, well, not favorite, but most interesting thing we did was one of our flights got canceled. So we had to go to, a quick hotel. And the hotel was placed in an abandoned mall. So when my friend and I got to our room, we look out the window and we see just an abandoned escalator. And I heard from other people, they looked out their windows and saw, like stores and whatnot, and people walking around.
Wow. I feel like
that was really fun.
Like after war.
Yeah.
I feel like, wow.
Huh.
You ever feel unsafe?
Yeah, a couple times I felt a little unsafe. Like, sometimes we had to get rushed to the bus because otherwise we'd be late for stuff, and we had some people trying to, haggle with us and try to sell us stuff real fast. And, oh, actually, the first time we went to China, we went with some of the exchange student parents, and the tour guide had our passports. So we were fine, but another group had where they went through a checkpoint and they asked for their security documents, and they didn't have them. So the girl got separated from her father and almost got taken away.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. And I didn't have my phone because it was the first trip we went on. And, so they had an app that they used to, communicate. And apparently he was talking about it over the thing. And he was using language and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. So it ended up working out because the person went there and gave the documents, but still it was must have been very scary for them.
I
Yeah,
can
you know, just like what's happening in this country with immigrants and borders and stuff. You can get deported anywhere. You know, get
Yeah,
held, detained. It's frightening.
yeah.
Wow. So what about
imagine.
the culture stuff of like the big cities? What was it close to us? Was it industrial? What?
They have a lot more skyscrapers or tall buildings,
Mhm.
and that was actually very interesting because even in the more urban areas, we went and lived with or like went to a family's house, and it's like 5 people in a 2 bedroom apartment.
Jeez.
And if
Yeah.
you look at the window, it's like they're like 6-story buildings, and a bunch of people are hanging their clothes off their thing and whatnot.
It's the population. Is
Oh
the
yeah,
streets always
really
crowded?
big.
Yeah.
hmm
Wow.
And their schools are ginormous.
Oh,
When we
I
went
bet.
there, they have like 6 or 7 flights of stairs just to get to one classroom.
Wow.
And they stay in school until like 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
which
See,
is
that's crazy.
really.
The education and stuff that they make them go through, because it's all state mandated there, right? It's all they're like required by their government to go
Oh yeah,
through certain educational programs. It's crazy, and
Huh.
military training and all sorts of stuff.
I never actually knew that.
Yeah, it's just communist stuff.
yeah. They stay there for long hours and have so much homework that they never really get time to relax.
Time to free think, basically.
Mm-mm.
Sad. Any of the friends the hosts that you were staying with, or the other children, how do they feel about the state that they're in?
Um. Well, actually, we've had exchange students come to our school,
Uh huh.
and they know about their government censoring things and being very restrictive. Because my teacher has a picture of Tiananmen Square,
Mm-hmm.
the whole incident with the one student and then the big tank,
Mm-hmm.
and so they were taking pictures of that, and my teacher asked them about that, and they said they can't get any information on it because their government prevents them.
Wow.
Hmm.
But how do they feel? Do they feel that they want to get away from that? They want to change that?
Um,
So I wonder what the youth is feeling in China versus like the youth here in America is always looking for change and
um, well, they felt stressed, but from school, but they never really.
oh,
I don't really think they wanted to leave. Though
oh,
we did have one exchange student that cried and wanted to stay with us even after they wanted to leave. So that was kind of sad.
wow, yeah, that's
Aw,
is it because
hmm
of China or because of home life?
I
I think
wonder.
it might have been home life because their home life is very stressful.
Uh-huh.
When we went there, some schools had dorms because they stay at school for so long. They don't really have time to go home and relax.
Yeah,
Really?
So, yeah, they lived there, and every room looked identical. Their beds were made. Um, their room was clear, clean, nothing, no trash on the ground, nothing.
yeah, like militaristic.
Yeah,
Easy.
everyone has uniforms, and every morning they'll do a exercise routine.
Jesus. And this is just regular
Yeah,
public schools, right?
yeah, these are just regular schools.
Wow,
Wow.
it's
I don't think
nuts.
I could do that.
No, I mean
No,
the state of the world. There is horrible. It's horrible based on our. That's why I was curious how they felt because we view it as horrible. We view it as confining and militaristic and all of those dictator types things that you go through. But maybe they don't feel that way. Maybe they don't. Look what happened in Vietnam. Vietnam. We went in there and tried to change the culture of the country, and they didn't want it. The Vietnamese didn't want it. You know.
yeah. Um, I saw this thing on the news. It was about how in China they have cameras everywhere, and based on the actions you do, you have basically a credit score for your social life. So if you break a law, it lowers, and after a certain point, you can't go on airlines or take a bus or anything.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And no, I guess they can monitor that. Wow. Do they? I think they're monitored throughout all of their electronic devices and stuff there. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they don't let them on the media or anything.
Yeah, yeah, because they've
That's
really
why they use
restricted state
VPNs.
TV and stuff. You know, they can't. There's certain types of movies that can't even be brought into China. There's certain types of TV shows and radio broadcasts and newspapers and stuff. Are not allowed in the country. They can't see them.
Actually, you'd get arrested immediately if you had a picture of the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. South Park did that whole episode about the Dalai Lama,
Mm.
showing the Dalai Lama and about certain countries to be arrested for it. It's crazy. But it's
Hmm.
like even films that we think of, because it's such a straight. The movie industry, for example, in China is so confusing, so strange to us because first off, we are now treating the Chinese movie market as one of the leading box office markets. It's like
Mm.
when a film makes it really big in China, it's almost as big as the American box office. So it's a huge chunk of the money for the studio. But then yet you have to do certain restrictions for your films to even get your films considered to be aired in China. And sometimes they have to make edits and they have to make cuts and they have to take out certain things. So it's like the filmmakers here in the Western world are compromising their films just to get a hold of that money in China, which is crazy. But then China will also say that they don't want certain movies or certain types of movies, and culturally also certain movies don't catch on in China. Like the Transformers films were huge in China. That's where the Transformers those films kept making billions of dollars, even though everybody else in the world were tired of them. Was because it's China. Whereas Star Wars has no market in China. It's just kind of
Hmm.
they just don't care about it. So that culturally is different. They don't allow movies that show different type of governmental cultures and stuff either there. So it's interesting
Mm.
that we're depending on the Chinese market for so much now for for trade and for exports and stuff, and yet their way of life is so against what our democracy believes in, and so it's hypocritical. I think
Yeah.
I should really go see a movie in China
you should see
at
what it's
some
like.
point.
Yeah, go see one of the Avengers films in China or something. See what's going on.
See what's going on. You never know.
Hmm. Yeah, who knows how
Hmm.
they monitor them in the theater restricted? Because that's another thing that's very strange is all the bootlegs come out of China.
Hmm.
So a lot of the monitoring and stuff that for bootlegs are not monitored like they are here.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Interesting world, very very interesting. So when you picked up Chinese in you said preschool, what was the initial
Yeah.
goal, the initial concept of that? Are they looking for you for a career path in this, or was it just kind of for fun?
Um. Well, they tried it several times before with other students, but mine and my brothers, like with Chinese, mine was the first where they got it right,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, and they, I think the initial goal was to spread diversity into schools because very few schools teach Chinese,
Yeah.
so they wanted to make combine cultures,
Okay.
and what they did is they got Chinese teachers from China and brought them over to the U.S. to teach.
Right.
Oh, nice.
And what's very interesting is the school is a public school. You don't have to. It's not where you. It's a private school where you have to pay money to do it,
Uh-huh. Wow.
which I think is the coolest part about it.
Yeah. So that school that you were going to now, this the same program that's transferred over into your high school? Or are you on a different Chinese program in your high school?
It's the same program,
Uh-huh.
but there's now more schools that did it.
Oh, wow.
I asked my parents a little bit more about it. Apparently, it started where it was just a sign, on the road that said bilingual um, progr- programs for toddlers,
Uh-huh.
and from then on, it's actually gotten very big. They
Wow.
now have waiting lists just for babies to get into the program.
It's the smartest thing. It's absolutely amazing program. Because if I
Yeah.
could learn a second language as a toddler, I would have. Shoot, in a heartbeat. I never picked anything up.
Introduce our special guest again.
Introduce our special guest again.
Hmm.
This is Matthew Sanchez. He is my best friend's youngest son, almost like a nephew to me, almost like my son. I've seen raise his kid since he was young. He is a freshman, newly freshman in high school this year. He's been
Hmm.
on many excelled educational programs toward the world, and we're just feeding off a little bit of the young minds tonight, getting a little bit of their experience and a little bit of their hopes and dreams here.
All right, and let's see who we have in the comments tonight, just so we are aware of who is here. We have Miss Bucky. We have BRT.
What's up, BRT?
We have Debbie.
Debbie.
Yeah, she just showed up. Let's see, who else do we have? Those are the ones that are showing up right now.
Cool.
So we got our.
I didn't even know there were comments
going on. So that's good. I just wanted to give an update because Debbie was asking. So.
Oh, see, welcome, Debbie. Glad you could join us. You see Kaylee on there, right? Oh wait, here she is.
I did not see Kaylee yet.
Andrew got up. I'm in 7th circle of hell. Oh, she's sick.
Oh, feel better, Kaylee.
Oh wait, I'm in 7th circle of hell with this cold. I don't know if she means cold in Colorado or the cold in her body. I'll talk to her later. So, with you guys, okay, you're nearly freshman in high school. What are your goals? What are your aspirations for what you want your high school, college path to be?
Well, I want to become a chef for, a restaurant or open up a bakery.
Okay.
I find baking is a lot of fun. I actually have a recipe for these Italian ice cookies. So it's like a sugar cookie, but like a thick sugar cookie, and they're very delicious.
That's another thing that we didn't talk about. We was talking about his Chinese experience and stuff, but he's also a cook. He's a chef, and at a young age, it's like inspiring as the greats, Gordon Ramsay and stuff like that, the top chef people. But it's funny. His mom thrills off of this, and he's got his own little personality on Facebook called Little Chef. And Little Chef is always cooking up a storm on Facebook. They show his recipes, and this crazy kid, he'll just throw anything together. Like everything that's in the cabinet and the kitchen sink, and throw it all together and make something of it, and it's always pretty good from what I hear.
That's the best part.
Actually, my mom's been taking to work, and people from my mom's work have been ordering stuff.
Really?
Oh, that's how you get
start getting that money.
Yeah. I'll make these. My mom actually got a recipe. Well, we got an Instant Pot from my dad's friend from work, and they sent a recipe with it. And at first, I wasn't too interested in it, but after my mom made it, they were delicious. And I've been making it for people at her work now.
Nice.
Working with the Instant Pot is a lot of fun.
It's basically chocolate covered almonds, but it's into like bars. Actually, I have some. I'll be right back. I'll go grab them.
Show and tell.
Yeah, I can vouch for the fact that working with an Instant Pot is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They get all those crazy machines and Instant Pots and steamers and deep fryers and stuff like that. And he goes to town. It's crazy.
All right, so.
Oh wow.
Yum.
This one actually has pecans in it.
Nice.
Nice.
What do you mean? Bring me some of those. What's wrong with you?
Will do.
Yeah. So yeah, he can bring me some.
It kind of looks like a cross between a cookie and a candy bar.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
So what's all in it? He's got pecans and chocolate and
pecans, chocolate, some almond bark. It's really good.
Yeah.
Did you make the chocolate or you just melt it?
Just melt it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it is also.
It's a mix of milk chocolate and semi-sweet.
So you say you prefer the baking, the sweet stuff versus cuisine?
I like both.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm more of a baker. I prefer the sweet stuff.
I go out.
But I do like to do both. I prefer the dessert side.
I can't cook a damn thing. Ramen noodle. I could book of a mean ramen noodle.
Ramen noodles doesn't count because all you're doing is heating up water.
Well, I mean, you're cooking the noodles with the hot water, so.
Yeah, but technically, all you're doing is warming up the noodles in the water.
You can screw up ramen noodle though. You can do that.
Did you put it in the microwave?
I do.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's what is going wrong. Don't put it in the microwave.
Shoot, I'm not to cook anything. I'm gonna hire you as my personal chef.
Okay.
There you go.
What do you want?
What do I want? Yeah,
Mhm.
anything and everything with green chili on it. Everything has to have green chili on it. We should go back to
Actually, the
hat season and do chilies.
Iron Chef, but it's green chili. That'd be fun.
Yeah, green chili's the
Oh,
best.
here comes my cats. They want to join.
I don't know where Nuka is. Nuka was just eating.
My
Okay.
cat is he's trying to find a mate right now for some reason. So in the middle of the night, he starts
Why
meowing.
find a mate? Wants to get his freak on.
He's trying to find a mate. He's looking for someone in heat.
Bum,
Actually, he does have like a neighborhood cat that comes by every now and then, and the cat sneaks into the house sometimes. And yesterday, he scared my brother.
Ew. Some random cat just sneaks into your house and they have sex?
Yeah. I don't know about the second thing, but definitely.
He's out looking for a mate, and his mate comes in the house. What else would they be doing? Crazy.
Stealing food.
Oh, I can see that.
I have these possums that are living out. You know the shed, which we have now, by the way.
Yeah.
We've got possums living in there now.
Oh no.
There's these mean old possums that are just like, you go out there, you take the dogs out at night, they'll like hiss at you and shit. It scares shit out of me.
We used to have a possum between the washing machine and the wall.
I have a mouse in my wall, not a possum. Oh, maybe that's what it is. They can live in the walls?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh
They
my god!
can.
Because I hear this mouse every night. I think it's a mouse living in the back wall here. And I was thinking, because those possums are like right outside on the other side of that wall by the shed, maybe it's the freaking possums that are living in that wall. Oh my god!
No.
Wow! Crazy.
Oh, that sounds good. Brownie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shells, right? Make some green chili brownies.
I make really good brownies.
Yeah, I haven't made brownies in a while. Last time I did, it was like a brownie and a cookie.
Yeah, that's good.
Pretty good.
Sweet.
Now I'm craving dessert.
Back to China really quick, because I wanted to know, now that we're talking about your chef stuff, because now we can fuse the two together.
Now we're gonna be all hungry, but that's okay.
I'm starving. So in China, tell us about the food in China versus what we know as Chinese food.
Oh, it's very different. In China, every meal is pretty much the same. So breakfast, you'll have some rice, maybe a little bit of eggs, but a lot of porridge and a lot of vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is meat, it's going to be, they use all of the meat. So it'd be, actually, I almost ate a chicken claw on accident because I thought it was just, something like some chicken.
So just chop it up.
Apparently they also had chicken hearts in the buffet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention when you're getting that stuff, because
It's not as made meals and stuff like prepared dishes like pepper steak and salt and pepper chicken and stuff like that, is it?
Mm-mm.
yeah,
No.
Pretty much use everything.
It would be very easy to go vegetarian there because a lot of the meals are tofu or cauliflower. There's a lot of vegetables.
Yeah, they don't use
not
a
so
lot
much
there.
meat.
Wow.
They kind of
so
use meat there as like a flavorant. It's mostly rice and vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of rice.
It's so funny because in here in America or the Western world, you got Chinese dishes that are all based off of meat because you have your poultry menu, your beef menu, your shrimp menu, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How's the seafood out there?
I don't think I had any seafood, though. When I did go to Spain, because of the hosting program, we hosted enough to go to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like a point program. They had a lot of seafood. Yeah. It was all very, very good.
You guys were up there.
So we had like shrimp paella, mussels, all sorts of interesting foods.
So where did you get to visit when you guys went on that trip to Europe?
We went to Madrid, Barcelona. I don't remember a lot of the names, but we kind of drove along in places around there.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of interesting architecture.
And you get to London Airport, Heathrow Airport.
Yeah, that was
You
cool.
don't get off in England at all, right?
No, we went to the airport, but then we had to go to the terminal, so we didn't really have time to look around.
Yeah, you got to go one day. It's fun.
Is it cool?
Fun. Politically, it's a mess, but it's fun.
Hmm.
Oh, Kaylee's here.
What'd you recommend
Kaylee's
doing
here.
there?
Kaylee, what up?
Hi, Kaylee.
Cool.
Let's see.
Now what, Matt?
You have the recipe for the by cookies. You mean the these?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, you don't have to give.
Comment.
If you
Oh
don't.
no. Oh, I have the recipe. Oh, hold on.
Oh, he's got the recipe.
He's got the recipe. You guys are lucking out.
Let's see. Found it. Alright. So
Where'd he go?
basically what you have to do is you have to put these list off the ingredients, and all you have to do is put them in a slow cooker or an Instant Pot for 3 hours, and you should be good. So let's see. You're gonna need you need 2 pounds of some sort of nut, so peanuts, cashews, or almonds.
Best.
Yum.
You can need about 4 ounces of a chocolate bar, so milk chocolate, or we use this milk chocolate bar. About 4 squares work for us.
Did you use a regular Hershey's?
No, not a Hershey's. It was this.
You want
what it was?
Is it like baking chocolate or just
baking chocolate?
Okay.
And then a 12-ounce bag of semi-sweet Nestle little chocolates.
The chocolate
Nestle chocolate chips, yeah. And then a 2.5 pound white almond bark.
Ooh.
Mm.
And you just
Actually, I have all those things.
It's like you're stewing a roast.
And stew or roast.
No, I say, and you just put it in a slow cooker like you're stewing a roast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just put it all in until it melts, and then you mix it all up, and then I'm assuming you scoop it out onto parchment paper or something that's non-stick, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it.
You have to
Actually,
tell
I
your race to help me
more right now. If you want, I can do it on the live stream.
Fun. Yes, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Just take your phone with you. Right on. Where'd you go?
Oh, I'm just gonna almost get to the kitchen so it doesn't look weird.
That's all right. We can still hear you.
There we go.
There we
All right, let me go get my slow cooker.
Guys,
now we're moving.
You even get a cooking demonstration today.
That's right. Sweet. Very, very cool. Okay. What are we doing?
I had to go get the slow cooker.
Fun. That's cooking on the show.
Buffy wants breakfast now.
And I want breakfast. I know, right? I'm starving. I didn't really eat today.
Let's let that warm up.
Aw.
Safety
Aren't
first.
you guys glad you showed up today? Because now you get a cooking demonstration.
Right. This is we are Oprah level now. Watch out.
All right. So we have the Nestle Toll House.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Some delicious almonds.
Okay.
I'm gonna put some almond bark.
All right. Okay.
Are you going to use the whole package of almond bark?
Wait, I couldn't hear that.
Yeah, are you going to use the whole package?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like chocolate too.
Yeah, but it's a white chocolate.
All right, so I'm gonna let that warm up, but once it's ready, you just put all that in the thing. You put the nuts, the chocolate, the bar, and the almond bark, and then it's ready.
Well, go ahead with yourself, right on.
And then all you do is basically you let it all melt and mix it together, right?
Yeah, actually, I
See it
don't
happen.
know if it has to warm up first. Let's see here. Let's stir some
There it goes.
almonds in there.
Like cereal. This is cereal.
A little more.
So while he is preparing that, what else is going on, Miss Dawn? We got onward. I have to share.
Yes. You
So,
said you wanted to talk about that
I've
tonight.
been telling everybody to see this new film, Onward. It's so weird. I don't know what's happening with Pixar because Pixar usually will market the shit out of their films. I mean, you'll see all the new toys and all the new shirts and all the new commercials and all that crap going on with the Pixar films. This film
Frozen 2.
really, really quiet on the marketing front. It's just like kind of slipped out there. And so people have been saying when they see the preview of it, they're like, "Oh, it doesn't look like a Pixar film. It doesn't feel like a Pixar film." So, well, none of them look like each other. They're all different. So it's just the fact that you haven't been told over and over and over again that it's a Pixar film. Well, I've been stoked about this film from the jump because of Tom Holland. Tom Holland leads the voice for the lead character in it, and I'm like, yes, Tom Holland in a Pixar film, love it. And so I've just been silly and just like really loving it. However, the reviews have come out from the early critics reviews, and surprisingly, they are tremendous. They're great. The reviews are just over the top. The reviews are now saying that this is the most adult, most mature, most themed, problem-solving film that Pixar has ever done. They said it's the saddest film Pixar has ever done. They said you will cry in the theater, like sob, ugly cry in the theater for this film.
Mm.
And they said that parts of it are deal with such extreme loss and early loss of a parent, and
Right.
it's and so why Pixar is not marketing this as the masterpiece that it supposedly is beyond me. So
Looking for
support Tom Holland, support Pixar. Go out and see this movie opening weekend. Let's put the box office over the top for this film. I would hate that this film that sounds so tremendous, got such tremendous talents, be like Pixar's lowest performer just because Disney didn't market it right.
Right.
I don't know why they're not marketing it. Maybe because it's so adult. Maybe the final product they're trying to shy kids away from.
There hasn't been any major marketing of a Pixar film since Incredibles 2, I think.
Actually, no, Frozen 2.
Was it Frozen 2?
Yeah.
Well, that was in Pixar though.
Oh,
Frozen
wasn't
2
it?
is in Disney Animation. Pixar
thought
is a
Disney
very
owned
specialized
Pixar.
company, and they're the ones that
Incredibles
do.
2 was a Pixar, I believe.
Huh?
Incredibles
Incredibles
2 was a
yes.
Pixar.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
doesn't Disney own Pixar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pixar is like Pixar is like Lucasfilm. And it's a separate company from Disney, but Disney owns it. So you got Disney,
Oh.
Disney Animation, you got Pixar, you got Lucasfilm, and you got Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic. They're all different companies under one umbrella under Disney. So like people get like the Frozen and stuff confused, Wreck-It Ralph, things like that with Pixar. Those are not Pixar. Those are Pixar. Those are Disney Animation Studios. Pixar has very specific films, and it's the Toy Stories, the Bugs Life, the Monsters Inc., Nemo. All those are Pixar up. But the latest Pixar films they've been doing, the original ones have been unique. They had Coco, and then they had Inside Out that one year. So some pretty unique things. And this is another brand new franchise for Pixar called Onward. And then their other film that's coming out this year is brand new as well. It's called Soul. And so they're not doing any sequels or prequels this year for Pixar films, which maybe that's why they weren't doing such big marketing anymore. Because do you really need to market Toy Story 4? I mean, do you really need to market Incredibles 2? Everybody's going to go see it anyway because it's already established. So maybe they're saving money on marketing, and that's why Onward kind of got bummed. But I know Kaylee just said they already got their tickets.
They already got their tickets.
I will have.
I still haven't seen Incredibles 2.
I picked up tickets last night, and I took the first IMAX show in San Diego at my theater last night, and it's empty. There's not a ticket sold. And I'm like, is this film going to be a flop because Disney didn't market it right, or is this going to be a word of mouth film that gets out there that people are saying, "Oh my God, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good, go see it," because all the early reviews state that it's incredible. It's
Yeah. I
absolutely
guess
good.
we're
But
just
they
gonna
also
have to
say
wait
it's
and
very
see.
adult, huh?
I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not.
if
I'm
if
not gonna
if
see
you
it.
guys out there don't know what it's about, it's basically about these two brothers. One is a little bit younger, probably like Maddie and your Thomas's age. They're your brothers, that
Yeah,
age.
I think so.
They're dealing with the loss of their father, the early loss of their father. The young one, played by Tom Holland, his name is Ian Lightfoot. He's the one that doesn't seem to be able to come to terms with that, and so they find that they live in this fantasy land. They're elves or some shit, and they live in this fantasy land where they're allowed, if they complete this thing, to bring their father back for one day, and he screws it up supposedly, and so it's him dealing with having that opportunity to have his father back for one day, and not, him being the one that's responsible for screwing that up.
Hmm.
That sounds heartbreaking. But then they go on a little road journey, which very looks most like Weekend at Bernie's. So that seems like a lot of fun. It's got all the potential to be, absolutely incredible.
It looks pretty good,
Yeah.
especially
So
considering that because they messed up the spell or whatever it was, and now it's just half the
it's
father.
just legs.
So
He only brought his father's legs back, and so they have to tote their father around town to complete the quest or whatever. And
Oh,
it's like Weekend at Bernie's. They're just toting these legs around. but But on that note, just to speak on that, is Onward's going to be incredibly emotional for me, incredibly emotional at this time. We didn't have a show last week because of a personal experience that I was going through, and that experience kind of in line with what Onward's about. I think Onward's going to be really timely and really really hard for me, but I'm excited about it. And that's basically if I I didn't know my birth mother since I was like 8 years old. We family divorce and separation and all this stuff. And for the past 30 something, 40 years, me and my sister have been trying to find her. And well, we did, and she has passed.
hmm,
For 20 something years, she's been passed. So dealing with that of 40 years of build up to that has been extremely difficult. It's not necessarily the same as dealing with, a parent that and the loss of your parent there, but it's
right.
a different type of loss. It's a loss kind of self, of self identity, of self, you know, search and find and
Right.
questions answered and that kind of thing. So I bring that up just because of where we're at and people sending me their well wishes and everything. I really really appreciate it. But also it's kind of timely with this film coming out and people thinking about opportunities and parents and just don't miss an opportunity with folks.
Yeah.
If there's questions you need to ask questions. If there's people you need to see, go see people. Don't miss any opportunities because you may end up in a position like me where you've missed all the opportunity and you live with that,
Well,
so
and you never know when the last time is going to be the last time,
yeah,
either, regardless
yeah,
of the situation.
correct. Yeah, as an 8-year-old kid, that was the last time,
Yeah.
you who would know, so it's been hard, but it's been a learning experience. We all have them in life, and you all go through some pretty hard times. Don, you just went through yours a couple years ago or this last year, and that's life. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be fair. But it's up to us as individuals to take a hold of every opportunity that we get and to move forward with those opportunities.
don't miss out on
No,
opportunities.
So, yep.
never miss an opportunity to tell someone you love them because you never know when that
Correct.
might be the last time that they hear it.
Yeah. And also on that note, never miss an opportunity to ask
Mm.
questions. If you want to get to know somebody in a relationship where you're mad at somebody for something you need to express or you need to ask those questions. There's no reason we as human beings can't communicate and get the information that we need, and learn about each other. No reason
Hmm,
for that.
Mm-mm.
Separation. Don't separate yourself from people.
yeah.
Aw.
Love you too, Kelly.
Hmm.
That was her great grandmother that we were speaking of.
Mm.
So, whom she will never get an opportunity to meet. So there you go.
Well,
All right, where are we at?
So, how about that new Black Widow movie, huh?
Okay. Black Widow. We're going. Well, Matthew and I have a Marvel movie thing where it's just the two of us. I take him out to the Marvel films.
yep.
he got all the Marvel films. We did all the Avengers and stuff this year. Spider-Man, but Black Widow, in case you guys don't know, is coming out first week in May. I think. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Look it up.
sometime, but I don't remember the date exactly.
I'll look it up here. But it is an interesting film because it's a film that may have should have happened before, but maybe it's timely now because the character is dead.
April 24th.
Basically, a film that's going to take place in between
April.
two of the previous films.
Mhm.
So this time frame is this film takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. If you guys don't remember, if you're following the Marvel films, remember Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon. They all were fleeing from the government because they wouldn't sign the Accords. And the government was like, "You sign the Accords, or you're done. You're done as Avengers." And so they the whole everything went down. In Civil War, there was a whole battle between the two sides, the sides that would sign and the sides that wouldn't sign. And well, Cap and his friend they fled. And when they fled, they were basically on the run, and they were on the run through Infinity War. And we caught up with them in Infinity War. Well, this Black Widow movie, takes place during that time frame. During the time frame when Black Widow's on the run, she apparently goes back to Russia. We learn about her past.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to learn about some things that that whole Black Widow organization stuff was responsible for. I hear it actually opens the door for a lot of new things that we're going to be introduced to in the Marvel universe. So it's not just a kind of little one-off film.
Right.
It's going to have bigger repercussions moving along as Marvel does in their fantastic way. But it's going to be interesting to see how it's perceived in the public because we just came off this major event of Endgame. Now we're taking one of the characters that they killed off in Endgame, giving her solo film that takes place long before Endgame, before the character was dead.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're going to bridge all that. Because to a regular layman audience, there's just Black Widow's having a movie. She's still alive. She survived. They got to be able to read the story, and they're always masters at it. They know exactly what they're doing.
The backstory on this one because I've always found Black Widow to be very interesting.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson is amazing as a character.
I love her and whatever she does. It doesn't.
Well, what kind of makes me mad about the whole thing is that from what I hear, her sister that you see in the trailers, Yelena, the blonde that she's fighting with in the beginning of the trailer, her sister, she's apparently being groomed for Marvel. And in the comics, this has happened in the comics, but for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, she's being groomed to be the new Black Widow in the films. And I'm like, what was wrong with Scarlett Johansson? we didn't get enough of her yet.
Technically, she's dead.
Yeah, she is dead.
Yeah.
So they're grooming this new, but it's like, why did we have to kill Scarlett Johansson off?
Yeah, no one knows who Hawkeye is.
Plot-wise for Endgame.
Nobody knows who Hawkeye is.
it made the perfect sense for plot in Endgame, and I'm so glad that it wasn't Jeremy Renner. I'm so glad that it wasn't Hawkeye. But that made the most sense. But unfortunately, she's like such a tragic loss because it's like if all of the original ones had went out and we paved way for a new generation, it would have been one thing. But only 2 of the originals went out, and all the rest of them got to say, and then we lost Black Widow. So
yeah.
When I first saw Civil War, I had no idea what was going on because I didn't watch them in order yet. So
yeah, it can be confusing when you don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Civil War is one of the films that there's certain films that are in the timeline that are mandatory that you have to see that are important to the entire plot moving forward. And Civil War is one. Civil War basically is considered like an Avengers film.
Yeah.
Avengers like 2.5.
Yeah, I just recently went back to the beginning of watching all of them again. So
it's a fun ride, and I tell you, after Endgame, you see so much more. Going back and rewatching.
Oh yeah.
So much to set up
that you never saw, that you didn't realize were there.
And what's even more interesting about him was more like if you go back and you watch Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, or Iron Man 2, there's stuff that was set up in those films that were at that time not intentionally set up. It's like they went back to their own old films, looked at information that they had there, and fed off that information to move forward. It's like they're just masters at what they do. They're absolutely phenomenal. So everything in I don't know of any major plot holes or any major real screw ups that they've done. Their plot is real seamless.
I wasn't a
And
big fan of Incredible Hulk though.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
kind of have to agree with you. I like the new Incredible Hulk now.
well see. I I had no problem. I actually really really like that film, but I have a problem with the recast. Not with either one of them. I just wish it
Oh,
would have been Edward Norton all the way through, or would have been Mark Ruffalo all the way through. The
I know.
recast kind of throws me off. The same thing with War Machine. You have Don Cheadle in the first film. Oh wait, no, you had what's his face in the first film? Um,
Yeah, but
what's his name?
it was
Matt.
it was a contract dispute. He wanted more money.
Yeah, he won the same as Robert Downey Jr. And then Don Cheadle comes in and does the rest of it. So it's
Mhm.
like you got this one movie where what's his face is what is his name? Goody Jr. is
No,
playing, huh?
it wasn't Cuba Gooding Jr. It was someone else.
From American Horror Story.
No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't.
It was not
let
him.
me see.
I don't remember. Anyway, it's a different actor. The two of them should have been the same person all the way through. So that's the only thing that's kind of off-putting about those early movies is the change in actors. But and then Hulk bothers me because there are some major significant plot points in Hulk that were set up that were never followed through. The leader was set up in Hulk. But you had Betty Ross that was set up in Hulk. Thunderbolt Ross was carried forward, and he will be Red Hulk because Thunderbolt Ross is Red Hulk, and he Red Hulk is going to premiere in the Wanda show. This year.
Oh,
So
the
he,
original actor for Iron Man, that was Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So you got Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle playing the same role as well. And I love War Machine's so underrated as a character. He's great.
I prefer Don Cheadle over.
Oh, I do too. We're used to Ruffalo, But how would Endgame have been with Edward Norton? Totally different Hulk.
Yeah.
Completely different Hulk. So
That's
it's
why I
all
want him to make another Hulk. I want him to make another Hulk with
and they won't.
Ruffalo.
They won't.
They won't.
The Hulk license is as unique as the Spider-Man license, but the Hulk license, Universal has been playing nice from the get-go that they're not willing to screw that relationship up. And basically what Universal said you can do whatever, whenever, however, and wherever you want with the character of the Hulk.
Mhm.
But if you make a Hulk movie, then there's all of this contracts that got to come into place. There's all this money that's got to be exchanged, all of these rights that's got to pay over to Universal. Basically, they lose all the money on the film, and it gets paid to Universal because they're using the Hulk license as a major film. And so Marvel's not going to pay out all that money to Universal to do that. But
Haley, I can't get
do
past
whatever you
that
want.
either, but they had to do it.
Kaylee, my niece has been trying to watch these films forever. She can't get past Iron Man. Skip Iron Man. I'll tell you what happens. Move on to the next
No,
one.
don't skip Iron Man. That's the best part.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones. If anything, skip Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
That one's
No,
awesome.
see, that is so underrated. Why do you guys hate Thor? Why does the world hate Thor: The Dark World so much?
It's boring.
a great film. Oh my god, the ether, the reality stone. Oh, what don't you like about it? Because nobody likes it.
It was very, from what I remember, it was very boring.
It's boring.
Oh my god, the comedy in that is so hilarious. Darcy, it's just great. See, I like Natalie Portman. I like their relationship. Maybe that's the problem that people had with Dark World's Natalie Portman. We'll get used to her feedback.
Never have. There's something about her that just rubs me the wrong way.
Well, she's pretentious. But yeah, I like the Dark Elves. I like Thor: The Dark World better than the other Thors. Everybody raves on Ragnarok.
I loved Ragnarok.
I like
Ragnarok was obnoxious to me. It was just a big romp. I like the
look. I thought Ragnarok was all right, but I think the original Thor was by far the best.
The original one.
Yeah.
Too. There is so much heart in that original film with the whole father and son relationship. The original film is done really, really well. Really well. Thor's the first franchise that's going to get 4 movies. The first one, 4.
And then Hawkeye still there with none.
Yep, Hawkeye's getting his own show though, so I'd rather see Hawkeye in his own show than in a movie because I don't think a Hawkeye movie would do really well. Huh?
I thought they canceled the Hawkeye thing. I thought they
canceled. No, that was a rumor. That was a false rumor. The only reason that rumor got started with the Hawkeye show was because they wanted what's her face from Bumblebee and
Oh,
what's the girl's name from Bumblebee? Whatever her name is.
uh-huh.
They want. I can't remember his name today. She was the one that they had chose to play the new character, the new Hawkeye character, Kate Bishop, and they were sticking to their guns. They absolutely wanted her, and her contracts with some other stuff just was not budging, and so they put the Hawkeye film franchise moving forward on a wait to see if they can get this actress. They couldn't get her, so they reopened it up to other actresses, and it's right on track, right on schedule. Had nothing to do with Jeremy Renner. Had absolutely nothing to do with Jeremy Renner's, past and what's going on with him. Had nothing to do with the character of Hawkeye. It was all about Haley Steinfeld. It's all about Haley Steinfeld. That was it.
All right, Buffy has a question for you, Michael, from last week.
Oh, from last week. You didn't
Yeah.
ask a question from the Marvel episode the other week. Which do I watch, Jennifer Jones or the Defender? Oh no, You watch them in order. Here's the order for you. Write it down. Daredevil 1, Jessica Jones season 1, Luke Cage season 1, Daredevil season 2, Jessica Jones season 2, Iron Fist season 1, Defenders. Daredevil season 3, Jessica Jones season 3, Luke Cage season 2, Iron Fist season 2. That's the way you roll. Got it?
I haven't seen any of the shows.
Oh, they're so good. Oh my god. Well, but what's good about the Netflix shows is it good. It's really, really, really good. What's
They
bad about the Netflix shows
canceled
is
all of them,
really
right?
bad. Huh?
Literally canceled all of them.
Yep. Yeah, because
Yeah.
of Disney Plus. You're never gonna see them again. Are they still on Netflix though?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I
I
think
never
you can
really
buy
used
them on
Netflix.
iTunes. I think. I know the first season. This is weird how they did this. The first seasons of each show and the second season of Daredevil can be bought on home media, like Blu-ray, but the
Mhm.
rest of it you can't. The rest of it they never released here in
Huh.
America anyway. Yeah. So
Like,
those Netflix contracts were really tricky, and they were really, um, it wasn't good business the way they handled all that mess, and the way that they delivered those shows to the fans. Because basically, the contract had those shows locked on Netflix, and nobody else could touch them. Netflix wanted sole property of those shows, and Disney played ball with them. And then when Netflix found out they were becoming a streaming service, Netflix was like, "Fuck you, we don't want any of your business. If you're gonna go out there and compete for shows that we have or whatever." So Netflix was the one that yanked them. Netflix says, "No, we don't want any more of your shows," because they were planning on finishing it out.
mm-hmm.
But Daredevil, the show Daredevil. If you watch nothing else of the Netflix shows, watch the 3 seasons of Daredevil, and you got to know what happens in Defenders. You don't necessarily have to watch the Defenders, but know what happens to Matt Murdock. But those 3 seasons, I would go out on a limb. Besides Endgame and maybe Civil War, those 3 seasons of Daredevil are the best live action Marvel that we have to date ever out of anything. They're the best television we've ever had for Marvel. The best movies we've ever had. They're all like mini movies. The seasons. Daredevil is a absolutely fantastic show. And this everybody's like really really big on getting Charlie Cox, who played that Daredevil, back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe because nobody's going to accept anybody else's Daredevil. The fans will go crazy if they recast a Daredevil because he's that good. The show is that good. My husband watches the show every couple of months. He'll rewatch the whole thing. Jessica Jones, I really liked. It's a very different show. It's a very un-Marvel show. It's almost like a psychological investigation show. Very, very no superhero kind of stuff to it. It's very, very, very different. And then you have Luke Cage, which is very urban, very extremely cultural. It's almost like the Black Panther of TV. Very, very, very urban. And then Iron Fist, they screwed up. Iron Fist is your big kung fu type show, and the writers and the showrunners really mishandled that show. And the Iron Fist show is terrible, absolutely terrible, 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 terrible. But Daredevil, I recommend. Have you watched them, Manny?
Nope.
Oh, you got to. You at least go watch the first season of Daredevil. It's so good. Trust me, you will not be. If you haven't seen them done, watch them. You will not be disappointed at all. Like
Well,
you watch one episode tonight of Daredevil, the opening of Daredevil, you're
Uh-huh.
gonna be up all night. You cannot get away from it because it's top notch TV. It's as good as early Game of Thrones.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones either,
Feel
so
about Game of Thrones.
Huh?
We all know how we feel about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it.
Well, I am too.
I refuse to let that last piss poor season take it all away from me.
Oh, I know. I'm still gonna go back to the beginning and do it again.
Where I'm bummed on Game of Thrones is when are we gonna get that next book already? I mean, are we ever? It's like I've lost hope that he's gonna finish the series and the
Wait,
finishing
is
of
that
the
the
show.
last book, or is he doing another one after that?
Another one. There, that is Winds of Winter, and then the
He
final
has
book is
two
called
more
Dream of
books to
Spring.
finish before.
Huh?
Oh, he has 2 more books to finish before we get the end, right?
Yep. No, it's the second book is the end. You got 2 books. You got Winds of Winter and Dream of Springs. And
Okay.
Winds of Winter has been due out for 10 years now. They've been saying it's coming out, and then who knows what's going to happen with Dream of Springs if he ever writes it. So basically, I'm believe we are going to the ending of Game of Thrones will always be the HBO show,
What we
the
got.
ending of Game of Thrones, and that's so unfair. That's it.
I am looking forward to the spin-off though, the prequel.
I would say that's based off of Fire and Blood, which is the Targaryen story, which is absolutely fantastic. So if they do it right, they got good showrunners.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Just don't give it to showrunners that quit on the end.
Yeah,
you know?
don't give it to D&D because we'll never get what we want. Never.
Yeah, what's so frustrating about Dan and Dave is we were always behind. We trust Dan and Dave. Trust Dan and Dave. They know what they're doing. The show's excellent. Dan and Dave can do no wrong. And then all of a sudden they threw it all away, almost like a spite to the fans. They just absolutely didn't care. And it's because they were pissed.
Yeah.
And that's so unfair to do it to a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Is take your anger out of it. And look at what happened in Star Wars. Same thing happened in Star Wars. You had these 2 filmmakers who were at complete odds with each other, with J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. Both of them wanted to make their own version of Star Wars. Both of them were controversial in their way of Star Wars, and they were pissing all over each other, and it showed on the film.
I still haven't seen many of the Star Wars movies.
Trainer Demons. However, I really like that Rise of Skywalker.
We're not going to turn you against them, Maddie. I think you should see them.
Oh no! If you haven't watched Game of Thrones, watch Game of Thrones, please. It's
I haven't seen
a little part of it. It's what's best TV ever. It's freaking phenomenal. You get into season 3 of Game of Thrones, you'll be like, how did I ever miss that? Why was I never on board with it? Huh?
We're talking Star Wars, not Game of Thrones.
Star Wars? You haven't seen Star Wars yet?
I haven't seen either of them.
Either the 2 new ones, Last Jedi or Rise of
No,
Skywalker.
well, I haven't seen the newest Star Wars or any of the old ones.
Really?
Wait.
Yeah.
Have you seen Have you?
We went to Last Jedi last year when it was out. When Debbie was in town.
Seen the original trilogy?
No, I'm meaning the original trilogy. I haven't seen any of those.
Oh, child, you go watch those tonight. What's the matter with you? They're on Disney
The only
Plus.
thing I know is that Anakin is Luke Skywalker's father.
Go right now. You got Disney Plus and start watching Star Wars.
I don't
Watch
have Disney
5
Plus.
and 6 and watch 1, 2, and 3. Huh?
If I had Disney Plus, I'd be watching The
but it
Mandalorian.
You can sign in on my Disney Plus.
Technically, it starts with 4, 5, and 6. Then he has to watch 1, 2, and 3, and so on.
Yes. And there's also the machete cut, which you could watch 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. That's a recommended watching order.
Is
Called
it?
Machete
How
Cut.
come?
Yeah. It saves the mystery of Luke and Leia is what it does when you watch it that way. The
I already
Luke
know.
is revealed through the birth and not through Return of the Jedi. You can use my Disney Plus. Try and sign in on it.
Okay, I think I have all the Star Wars.
And yeah, just watch the Star Wars. They're great. They're fun, especially the original trilogy. 4, 5, and 6 are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's history.
Yeah.
That's culture right there.
Yeah.
You should do a little blog here on our show of your reactions to seeing Star Wars for the first time. Tell me your reaction.
Well, yeah, because of course, you can come back anytime you want. Just let us know.
I'd be curious because I've been watching this guy on YouTube. His name is Nasser. He's been watching Star Wars for the first time. He's been giving his reactions, and it's interesting to see somebody's perspective, seeing it for the very first time, versus somebody who grew like I grew up. Star Wars has always been a part of my life.
Yeah,
I saw it when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So as far as like my conscious thought can remember, Star Wars has always been a part of my life.
I
So
saw
I've
the
never known
original
anything
trilogy.
of it.
I saw the
Yeah.
original trilogy in the theater with my parents.
Mhm. So it's like I've never known anything different.
Yeah.
And so all the thoughts and all the plot twists and all the characters and stuff, it's always just been part of my life. Whereas somebody that's just seeing it as a film for the first time, it's very interesting to see your perspective, to see what the film really brings forward. The right emotions and the right,
I mean,
And
I
then what?
remember my reaction to the end of Empire Strikes Back, and the fact that we had to wait 3 years for the continuation of that one.
Because we all came out of the theater with that thinking it was a lie.
Yeah.
That was interesting. That's how the film wanted you to believe that it was a lie.
What was the lie?
I'm your father.
Oh.
Yeah. The whole Anakin Skywalker setup thing was new to us in Empire Strikes Back. It was like, what? Because all we knew is Vader was the big baddie. You know, he was the big guy in the mask, and he was scary and
Very
evil.
strong.
He
Yeah.
says, I'm your father, and all of a sudden we got freaking Dynasty dropped on our ass. We're like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
And it was so uncomprehendable. It was like, no way. That guy is just totally freaking lying, totally manipulating him. But what
And then
if?
they left us hanging for 3 years for the
And
next.
then when we found out it was true, it was even more shocking when it was true. We did not want to believe that. And then we learned the whole story about Anakin. It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different life. And
But
I'll definitely have to watch them.
Watch them though. I think you'll like them a lot.
Old school folks, their views on the characters are really locked in places. Like we know who Luke Skywalker is. We know who Princess Leia is. You know, so and that's in our psyche. So when these new filmmakers and stuff, you know, make massive changes to the nature of the character, that's why you're getting so much controversy in these films. Like Last Jedi is so controversial because of how they treated Luke Skywalker. And our generation, we don't believe that was Luke Skywalker. We don't believe Luke Skywalker would have done that. Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill didn't even believe that that character would have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, who knows? It's not our film to own. It's not our film to write. But Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, the problems with those is you could tell it's filmmakers just pissing all over each other. Well, Ryan said this in this movie. I'm gonna alter it here in this movie. You know, it's
I still haven't seen the new one yet.
And for me, it was too predictable.
It was. It was always just spoon fed to
It
you.
was entertaining. I'm not saying it wasn't. It is a good film, but it was just way too predictable.
I can admit freely how terrible Rise of Skywalker is. It's a bad film. It's put together. It's structured terribly. But I love the shit out of it. I have so much fun in that film. That film is so entertaining. I love the relationship between Rey and Kylo. I love it all. But it's a bad film.
Yeah.
If you want to see something interesting, look at recent Star Wars movies and look at how the lightsaber has changed. Because in older movies, if you hit someone with a lightsaber, they get cut in half. But in newer ones, you see them get hit, and then they get back up as if it was a baton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They kind of changed that. You're right. Yep. Because when you had Obi-Wan in the bars sever the limb off, whereas now you could stab somebody with them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the effect of it.
I don't like the new lightsabers either, because.
Yeah. Because then you can't have more Darth Vaders.
Well, yeah, and especially Kylo Ren's. I don't like his.
Oh, I love his saber. Oh my God, there's so much history behind his saber that I wish they were able to show in the film, because his saber is like it's constructed from a broken crystal in it, and that's why it makes that sound. It's cool. I love his saber. And he has his exhaust ports out the side because that crystal is broken. Because if he just had the saber, the thing would explode. Those exhaust ports would let out the extra crap that's going on in it.
Yep.
And it basically
really cool.
But my best is
I just don't like the way it looks when it's lit. I don't like the way it looks when it's lit because
it's all jaggedy.
Yeah.
It's just to sell more toys.
Oh, you need to go to the new Star Wars exhibit in, I want to say, Disneyland. Because you can build your own. You can build your own lightsaber.
I know. It's pretty. I
haven't been over there yet. I can't get past.
I'm going to my friend Rick's coming down from when he moves from Vegas. We're gonna go, and also Star Wars Celebration is this year too. They have a fans night. I don't know if I'm gonna get tickets or not, but we'll see. But
I want to go, but I can't get past the amount of money it costs.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the build your lightsaber thing is $200, or in the same shop they have the characters' lightsabers that you could buy for less than that amount of money, but you just don't get the build your experience thing. But the build your experience thing is almost impossible to do. You have to go on the this app and register for like an early access and a slot in one of those things. And basically all it is it's their version of Ollivander's Wand Shop from Harry Potter.
Mm.
You get to choose some things, you build your own, call it your own, and whatever. I actually, if I'm gonna drop that kind of money on a lightsaber, I want to pick up one of the character lightsabers. Just so I
Which
have
one would you choose?
Kylo Ren saber or Darth Maul saber, huh?
Who would I
Which one would you choose?
Kylo Ren.
I want Mace Windu's because it's purple.
Oh, I like that purple.
Because it's purple. He's the only one that has a purple one.
I would actually choose when they make them. I want to get. I would like to get Rey's brand new saber. It's a beautiful saber, and Leia's. It's so unique to own Leia's saber. Now they have Ben Solo's there, not Kylo Ren's, but Ben Solo's, and that's a really cool saber too because it's modeled after Leia's, after his mother's.
What color is Leia's lightsaber?
It's blue.
It's blue.
They use it in the movie. Yeah. That's cool that they have both of those sabers.
Leia's is blue. I think Luke's is what, green?
Green. Yeah, Luke's.
I want Luke.
Well, Luke's is blue now because the one that's floating around in the new movies, that's the one from Empire Strikes Back that they lost in Cloud City. That's the one that they have that's floating around in there. His Jedi lightsaber, the green one that he makes in Return of the Jedi, that must have been destroyed in the temple when the temple gets burned down.
That makes sense because
he doesn't have it around anymore. But when they show that scene with him and Leia dueling in training in Rise of Skywalker, that's his green lightsaber, his Return of the Jedi lightsaber. But the blue one that Rey has
different colors. It's like wait,
because the one that Rey has is the one that Luke had in Empire Strikes Back, and the one that Anakin had in the whole prequel trilogy. Same saber.
I do think it'd be pretty cool to make your own lightsaber at Disneyland, though.
But let me forewarn you, it's not as cool as it seems. The experience will be very cool. The lightsaber itself is not as cool because basically what it is there's like 5 menu items per se. We'll use the word menu. There's 3 categories, I think, and in those 3 categories, each category has 5 slots. And you say, okay, I want category A. And they was in category A, they'll show you this list of certain lightsaber parts that fall under those 5 slots. And you can only pick from categories A's 5 slots lightsaber piece, which is 3. So you get a very, very, very concise menu. It's just how you put it together. It's not like you have the whole Lego shop or whatever. You can build whatever you want to. No, you're confined to very, very, very specific parts. And so they say, is unique, it's yours, and nobody else in the world will have it. Oh no, 500,000 people can make the same damn saber you have because it's very, very concise parts to it. And that's what was disappointing to me. Same thing with the Ollivander's Wand Shop in Universal. It's the same thing. They sit there and say you get your wand and it's only your wand and nobody else has it. There's only 13 of them, so half the world's gonna have the same one as you have. It's the same experience, but the experience it looks cool because it's a whole Jedi training thing and spiritual thing that they go through to make the thing and get the crystal and all stuff. Oh, and that's another thing about the lightsaber. You don't get the blade with it. You pay $200 skills. That's it. Then you got to go buy the blade and the crystal, from what I understand.
Oh, geez.
$100.
From what I've seen though, if you can put different crystals into the thing and change the color.
Yeah, but I think you have to buy those separately.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's not fair.
Wouldn't be surprised.
And then anything extra out of it, you got to buy extra.
No, that's a ripoff.
I mean, I would do it if I was there and I was representing the situation. I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, if I had the money. But first I would want to get one of those character things over. I think one of the build your own. But I do want to go to Galaxy's Edge. I want to see the new ride. It's supposed to be phenomenal. It looks like chaos to me. I don't know how they're managing that thing, but it looks really cool. But I'm a Wizarding World guy, so when I go up there, I never think about going to Disneyland. I want to go to Universal.
I haven't been to Universal since I was a kid.
I went 2 years ago.
I actually have never been.
Because I need some stuff for the Wand Hall. Speaking of the Wand Hall, we're almost to a reveal.
Are you almost ready to reveal?
I think so. I think next week probably.
Ooh.
So a little.
What are you going to review?
A little piece. That's it.
What are you reviewing?
The Wand Hall.
Oh.
Have you seen it? You haven't seen it updated, have you?
Not really.
Not really? Yeah. You'd be surprised.
I've never really taken a look at it.
Yeah, no, you just look at.
He's getting ready
Yeah.
to reveal it on the
Since-
show, so it should
When
be.
was the last time you were here in the house? Is it Spider-Man?
I want to say sooner than that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
too.
so.
Oh, maybe last time Coco was down here too when Nuka tried to kill him.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And Nuka lost his mind. It's crazy. Yeah, I think it was it. But yeah, you have to see it now. It's almost all done. Next time you come down, it's really cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'll
need
reveal
to-
some next week. I think.
I need to grab a charger for my laptop.
Huh? Oh, we're way over. We gotta go. Folks.
Okay,
We're way over.
we're basically going to say good night now, but
Yes, we are way over.
thank you so much for coming.
Oh, okay.
Wow, thank you for coming, folks.
Back anytime.
For sure.
This is a lot of fun. I'll definitely come
Yeah,
back.
absolutely. Got updates and things you want to do. Watch the Star Wars films and come on as our correspondent and tell us what you think.
Watch the Star Wars films and
Super
then come
interesting.
back and tell us what you thought.
If anybody out there
Will
wants to
do.
watch the Marvel films for the first time, it's your first experience, Kaylee, and want to come on and tell us about your experience with the Marvel films, come on.
Yeah, and everybody who came out to hang out with us, thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate it greatly.
Shoot.
Oh, he's looking for his wand.
The wand tonight is Abernathy's. And the reason why I chose Abernathy's wand tonight is because Abernathy is a young man who is he works for the ministry and he works for the Ministry of America, Makusa, and he basically gets trapped in with the bad guy and trades sides. And I don't know, for some reason I thought about Matthew with Abernathy. He's a young little spirited guy.
That's sweet.
Not to get into this either, but I haven't seen any of the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, we're changing that. We're changing that today.
Oh.
Today. We're going to put on right now.
It's time to educate the boy. Time for education.
No, you can't watch Harry Potter yet because I'm going to give you a copy of Philosopher's Stone, which is the British version of the first film, which is the way you should see it. Because it's not the Sorcerer's Stone, it's the Philosopher's Stone. And so you need to see the
I
Philosopher's
haven't seen the Philosopher's Stone.
I haven't. It's the exact same movie, but every time they say Sorcerer's Stone, they call it properly the Philosopher's Stone.
Ah.
And they did film it twice. They did film both versions.
Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. And we will be back on Thursday with a new topic. We have not known what that is yet.
Yeah.
But we will figure that out. And hopefully we will see
Thursday's date?
Everyone have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And
have a wonderful day.
See you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.